Some things never get old. Last time I ran this, I wanted to melt my computer, making sound I have not heard from before or since. Not while playing Payday 2, Total War Warhammer, or Divinity, Original Sin 2. I've played Sid Meier's Civilization 4 intermittently over the past several years. My time with the game is pretty much done. I've moved on to other things, but I do have viewers ask me on occasion, not so much for me to play it again, just help. Folks who don't really understand much in the way of the game's mechanics, and who do poorly, even on noble difficulty. And just while thinking about the game and how to help those folks, started thinking about Civilization 4 and playing it. Here we are. Today, I'm not going to play a custom game. I'm going to play a scenario. Specifically, I'm going to play something from the Civ Fanatics forum, which for many years, across multiple Civilization titles, has run a Nobles Club, where the goal is for community members to play the same map, and share their stories, and help each other improve their game. Considering how my goal here is to help some of my viewers improve in their gameplay, despite my faded memory, I thought a Nobles Club would be the way to go. And I will play it on Noble difficulty. Although, I think my skill level could do a bit better. Let's be methodical and slow and help ease you in. Maybe you've never played this before. Maybe you just can't make the pieces fit. This is a fresh install of Civ 4, though I ended up leaving, like, the Beyond the Sword Unaltered gameplay mod in from, like, the last time I played this. That's a user interface mod. I hadn't intended to play with it, but it's useful. Noble difficulty, normal game speed. This is a small map. Temperate climate, medium sea level. Small means not so much wiggle room, though I have seen a screenshot of the starting location. And I'm thinking this is not a fractal map script, but something else. Nobles Club has a tendency to throw those sorts of things in to keep you on your toes. Anyway, Frederick of the German Empire. Not the first time I've recorded playing him. He's philosophical and organized. Philosophical helps with great person point generation, which means that a strategy involving great people, more useful with someone who's philosophical. Organized reduces civic upkeep primarily. You'll see greater benefit from that on higher difficulty levels. Starting technologies, mining is strong, opening up bronze working, and I suppose masonry. Hunting, not so strong. I don't like starting with scouts. If I played with goody huts on tribal villages, sure. But those aren't on in this run. It's hard to make comparisons with people about like playthroughs and playstyles and what was great when goody huts are in the game. Unique unit is a panzer, which is a tank. It receives a 50% bonus versus armor units, which are tanks, panzers, and modern armor. Comes too late for my liking. Game is typically decided before this comes into play, though not necessarily. Depends on your map situation and your difficulty. Unique building is an assembly plant, which can turn 2 extra citizens into engineers over the standard factory, and it also builds 50% faster with coal. Combine that with, well, let me find the traits. Organized. Doubles production speed of factory. Friday can slap down some really quick factories. That's not too bad. Organized doubles production speed of lighthouses and courthouses as well. That's useful. And philosophical. Doubles production speed of university. which can be useful depending on your situation. Let's take a look at the map start. I immediately tried to use WAS to relocate things. I like playing with resource bubbles on. They help teach you, help you more easily recognize things, like say if you're tired, you have like blurry vision, or if you're, say, recording. I'm recording this at a 1680 by 1050 window. Control, along with left and right arrow, allows me to rotate the camera to a small extent, allowing me to get a better lay of the land here. Settler here starts coastal. We have access to a freshwater lake. There's a river nearby, and I can see that there's a plains hill there in the fog. That is a grassland forest? Yeah, it's definitely a grassland forest. That's a river, too. Plains hills probably out that way. We've got mostly grassland hills, but there is a plains hill over here. Got maybe a bit more grassland here, some more hill, and the hills continue. I think this is it's been so long I can't remember what the names of the scripts, like a Highland script. There's quite a few hills. Though the Charlemagne playthrough that I did years back also had a number of hills. Nothing wrong with settling on the coast here. Settling on spot converts this plains tile into a 2-food tile. You'll have access to the pig, an irrigated corn, wet corn, as well as plains cow, which is a 3-food, 3-hammer tile. It's not too bad. However, I have an interest in moving from this spot. There's no seafood resources I can see, but there is a plains hill here, and it looks like I'm going to have access to other hills. This cow is probably something I can use for another city, such as over here, settling on this plains hill. This gets me away from a coast that doesn't look like it does a whole lot for me. Now, of course, by moving away from the coast, I lose access to coastal buildings. Harbors can provide extra health. I lose an ability to build a lighthouse, which can improve this freshwater lake to a 3-food tile. 3-food, 2 commerce isn't too bad. I also lose the ability to build a great lighthouse in the spot. Moving here to this plains hill and settling there gives my city hill protection, which is useful. We don't know who might be around us. We don't know what situation that we have. That extra defense could be of value. It also gives our city an extra hammer. Settling on that tile will end up yielding for the city 2 food, 2 hammers, and 1 commerce. We settle in spot. We build a worker in 15 turns. You want to get workers out quickly, because increasing your tile yields in this game is very powerful. Working unimproved tiles is very painful. One of the ways that you can get advantages over the AI in this game is through proper usage of your citizens, because you, well-informed, will do better than the AI will on that front. However, relocating the settler there will make it so that I get my worker out in 12 turns. 2 turns to move there, plus 12 turns equals 14 turns. I spit the worker out a turn quicker. It takes me an extra turn to move over to that corn, to begin farming it. So, same amount of time. I lose out on 2 turns of research. Not that big of a deal. We'll make it up with the extra hammer. What I'm going to look for is an incentive to incentive to stay here. If there's a seafood resource out here in the void, that will cause me to change my mind. So rather than move this scout like one of these areas, I'm actually going to pull him here. Okay, that's just void. Got a grass tile there, a hill with the plains. Yeah, I'm gonna move. So, I don't like scouts. They're not as strong. They do move across the map quicker, but I'm not in a hurry to get into goody huts. It is nice to get a lay of the land, though, and meet other civs, at least. But they can't really hold their own whenever, human barbarians show up, which happens quicker on higher difficulties. Alright. Moving there, there's another freshwater lake, so we can irrigate this grassland spot for a farm. We'll still have access to eventually, like, building a farm here and that, and we cleared this out for a second city. I'm just hoping there's, like, no strategic resource there I've left behind. Okay. Let's go check out this spot. If I'm gonna settle the corn, or settle by the cow next, excuse me, I'd like to see what else is by there, you know? Maybe it is just the cow, and I'll look around for another spot. That doesn't have to be my second city. So I'm gonna move there. Okay. Double grassland. It's nice. Not a surprise. And we've got a row of plains hills here. Interesting. We sacrifice a forest by doing this. Just gets erased. Flutters to heaven. Not that big of a deal. We've got plenty of forests around. This is not an incredible food situation. Which means it's not going to be great for slavery. There's a lot of hills around for production, but I'm not going to be able to use the power of slavery to quickly produce things in a reliable fashion. Anyway, worker there in 12 turns, as I said. I would like it so that tile yields are shown. Oh, there was a way to do that in the options. I think it's just because I'm tired, and I haven't played this game in a while. I just glossed right over it. I have everything to low because it's not important. Alright, I'm just gonna move on. I know what the yields are like anyway. It might be that I'm also... Duh, Grimith. God. I like seeing them. Okay. It would be alright to continue to follow the coastline here, but I'm just going to move on to this hill. Okay, we've got a gold there. Probably settle there to get like a coastal spot. I'd also like I'd like to get access to the river. Or maybe there, depends on whether there's any seafood resources beyond. Definitely going for agriculture. A lot of plains hills. Okay. Both these spots will be candidates for farming, then. Double gold. Oh. Double gold. This is, without a doubt, Alt-S left-click. Second city. There's no doubt in my mind. That's city number 2. Just one gold mine would work wonders with fueling expansion and research. 2? And we have ivory over here. That's 2 luxury resources that I've spotted already. So our cities can grow nicely. Ivory is also a strategic resource in addition to providing happiness, because it gives you access to war elephants, which are very powerful. I'm going to go ahead and... Alright, just wanted to check to see whether there was any seafood resources that might have me settle on the gold. Though, that would have had to have been a strong argument. As a matter of fact, it was probably a wasted move there, but... It's okay. Okay. Ivory here. Borders here expand. I see no reason to fiddle with you. Let's check here. Okay. The only way I can access that tile is by settling on the grassland hill. That's unfortunate, that does waste the grassland hill. Note that it provides 1 food, 1 production, and 1 commerce. Well, your city will by default provide 2 food, 1 hammer, and 1 commerce. And, you know, you got the palace that's chugging away there too. So, like, we get an extra hammer because the Plains Hill tile provides an extra hammer. But in this situation, these guilds are just lost. So we lose the ability to get a mine there. That's the only way I'm getting the fish tile, though. And that's worthwhile. I don't know whether this will be the 3rd city, but it's going to be a city. Let's continue to follow the coast. Oh. Oh. These Nobles Club games, man. Wow. Napoleon. Napoleon is an extreme warmonger. He starts with a peace weight of 0. There's some variance that can happen in that from playthrough to playthrough. He is tied with the highest build unit probability. He likes to declare plenty of wars. He will dagger you as well, meaning backstab. And finding him on turn 9, even with the haphazard exploration I've had, means he's close by. I'm probably his closest neighbor. There may be someone else nearby, but this playthrough is going to focus around dealing with Napoleon. There shall be peace in our time. For now. I could found a religion, give it to Napoleon. He doesn't really care that much about religion. Enjoy some bonuses that way, but you're still at risk even at pleased. Pretty confident on that. I could settle a trash city. There's marble over there, by the way, which I do enjoy as a strategic resource. Could settle a trash city, give it to him. But if there's no one else nearby, well, I guess we'll just find out. It's only turn 9.
Oh, farmers,
okay. Animal husbandry is next. I'd also like to spot where horses are on the map. More gold, although that's desert gold. Sheep tile over there. I'm thinking that's City 3. I know, my signage nomenclature is odd. Settling there, for the value of the Plains Hill tile, the fact that it's a hill tile which provides defense, I save the grasslands tile. You know, instead of, say, settling on that. We get access to 2 of these. I mean, desert gold is rough, but that is still more gold. And that's oh yeah. That's so forward settling him if I do that. That's Paris right there. Oh, that's right in his face if I do that. We'd have the sheep in the second ring. No, this playthrough definitely has early war with Napoleon written all over it. If it's not something that you want, it's something he's gonna want. That's brutal. I'm fine with it. Hey, Lion. Didn't even take any damage. Beautiful. Buddhism and Hinduism have been founded. Okay. I can't explore his borders until I get access to writing with open borders. But let's see here. So it looks like he's got an ability to go around the northern mountain pass. Mountain passes, by the way, can mess with the AI unit pathfinding. Not as much as it would in, say, Civilization 5, but it can affect it to some extent. So, my settling here effectively, like, blocks him from exploring this path, so he has to go around. If I settle a city there, I effectively trap him? Unless this bit of land continues. He's probably settled on the coast, though, which means this probably just terminates. Which means we are best bros, and he has nowhere to go but through me. It's good information to have. Let's get that irrigated. Although there are hotkeys, I'll typically show off not using hotkeys, just to show you what I'm clicking on, and also in part, the memory's foggy. Okay. Declares war on me early, swipes my worker. I've certainly done that to the AI before plenty of times. That's something I have to worry about from them now.
Blessed shall be the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep.
Bronze working next? I don't have too much incentive to go for pottery. Despite the value of a granary, our cities won't be growing that much. So the value of slavery is reduced, because I'm not going to, whip my population. This is definitely not cottage territory. Writing gets me open borders. It also gives me access to libraries to generate great scientist points. And Frederick is philosophical. Bronze working, however, reveals copper on the map. It allows me to chop. I would definitely like to see whether there's any copper on the map. So bronze working, then wheel, then pottery and writing. Yes. Okay. That continues there. Didn't perfectly explore this, but I've got a good sense of where the land is. I think it's over it. This is already forward settling right in Napoleon's face. He's got, a spot here. Let's see if we can beat anyone else, though. Stop that, you're breaking my immersion. Alright, we got a clam over there. Some sheep. I guess there's a spot here by this marble strictly for the strategic resource. I could settle dead center on the marble, depends on whether I want to quarry it up. That gives me access to wonders. I do like marble. But I'm not going to indulge myself in wonders until I deal with Napoleon. Maybe, though, a city... I guess you could settle it here. Yeah. Yeah, settle it here. City? Hard to read, just due to Frederick's color. And then for this turn... Alright, nothing there of value. We definitely want to improve the pig. I don't know whether I care about farming this tile, though. Besides, we would end up... we have to use movement to get here on the hill anyway, so let's just move straight there. I think this is a good spot to actually end this first video on. 3200 BC, we're on turn 20. Initially exploring the map here. And Napoleon, the great warmonger he is right on our doorstep. Will we get access to copper? Will I, find... Actually, I don't even see any horses. I do hope we have something around besides this. I might have to go for ironworking. Feudalism? It's only noble difficulty. I'll be fine. He says as he proceeds to lose. Learn how to deal with a warmonger in this series. And hopefully meet someone else. Otherwise, we'll be doing an isolated start, too. On top of Napoleon. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one.